Look, I knew the Hell House would be extra spicy on hard mode, but I wasn't expecting this thing to puke up 3 Tonberries. Welcome back, Classy Crew, to my RPG adventure as I attempt to 100% Final Fantasy VII Remake plus Intergrade. My quest is going quite well as I completed the story in my last journal. I said I wouldn't know how long it would be until I made a new one. Well, here we are almost a month later as I've been grinding through hard mode, trying to get the last achievements. I'm down now to 14. There's still quite a few left, and it's now getting challenging. I've just made it to chapter 14. So since the last journal, I progressed from chapter 3 to chapter 14 in hard mode. And I have to say, the game continues to be super rewarding in hard mode. I was terrified of hard mode and not having access to my items, and I'm just constantly amazed how I'm making progress in hard mode, learning to use my techniques more, learning to rely on my materia, and just overall turning into a smarter and more proficient player. If you have not done hard mode of Final Fantasy VII Remake, but you've done the story, I really recommend trying it on hard mode. It's a whole different experience. And if you already have the story, you can just kind of skip the cutscenes and get to the gameplay because it's rewarding in all sorts of ways. Even the Hell House, which we're going to talk about, that I went up against, and in my normal playthrough, both of them, I didn't really know how to fight this thing. And I realized it's because I was relying too much on Cloud. And if there's one thing hard mode teaches you is you gotta give up Cloud. You gotta learn to use your entire party and everything at your disposal. You can't just rely on whacking. So I went in, I was like, all right, let's do this. We're going to fight this thing. And then I didn't know about the Tonberries. And then it's just like, Tonberry Barrage. And I was like... So I looked up a strategy because I'm like, I was so overwhelmed with BS. I'm just like, no, I'm not doing this. And with the strategy in mind, it was actually easier, which really shows you if you just stay calm and create a strategy, anything is possible. There you go, life tip. So new strategy, I went in with Aerith having all of the elemental spells. I put poison on Cloud and I put all the heal spells. Both of them had revive. And instead I went in with Aerith as my primary fighter so that she could cast the spells whenever the windows would change colors. I used the counter color. And when the Tonberries came out, I switched to Cloud, triple strike twice on the Tonberries, which wipes them out, and just rinse and repeat. Now that's pretty comfortable up until the phase 3 when they bring in the 2 buzzers, the 2 mechas into the fight. Here, that's when I usually launch my summon because it's usually ready. Having a summon in the arena helps, and also I learned the Hell House. If you direct it properly, the Hell House can actually kill those 2 mechs for you. So not only have I beaten Hell House, but I've beaten it twice now because I hate myself. So after I beat it, I felt so accomplished. I'm like, well, I might as well try to do like the dresses or something. I don't know what happened to me. So I tried going back to the beginning to get Tifa's different dress. I did everything wrong, by the way. So here's something I learned. No matter what choices you make to pick the right dress for your ladies, if you don't complete the chapter, it doesn't register. So I went back to chapter 3, got Tifa to give me the 3rd option that I was missing, and then moved forward to the next chapters I needed instead of playing out the chapter 3 until the end. So the thing didn't save. I ended up losing 2 to 3 hours because I did the Tifa segment, chapter 8 with Aerith to get the different dresses only to learn. None of it saved because I didn't stop the chapters. So I have given up on the dresses. I'm going to finish my playthrough through hard mode. I'm going to do all the end game super extra bonus bosses, and the final achievement I'm going to get is the stupid dresses. I'm going to go back to the start, dial that on easy mode, and just do what I have to do to get my stupid dresses. It's so frustrating. All through this, we also completed the Johnny experience, so I didn't realize that when you're in Wall Market, there's actually 2 quest paths that I just didn't know. You just before, while Aerith is going out for her dress, you can either go through a quest path with Sam or a quest path with Madame M, and depending on which one you do, you get access to different quests. So in my first playthrough, I was missing some Johnny quests. Now I got the Johnny experience, and I learned about the sauce. The sauce!
Stop saying sauce.
What is the sauce? I have no idea what the sauce is, but man, did he make a big deal about it. It became such a meme in the community. We actually made an emote, which is terrifying. But this is now the Hey J sauce, which you can only use if you're in the Twitch chat or the Discord. So why don't you join and come in and enjoy some delicious Hey J sauce. And I also finished getting all the discs because now I've progressed to chapter 14. So the next major wall I've spent over 2 hours trying to overcome the stupid pull-up challenge. I can't beat this thing. It's a mini game where you have to be so like perfectly synchronized, and I just keep messing up like once or twice. I need this for the achievement, and I've tried in my first playthrough. I'm trying again, and now it's like I cannot progress. I need to do this now. I will not progress the game until I get this dumb achievement. So help me all as I try to get Tifa to get me the stupid push-up thing. Pull-up thing. I've also, because of my whole experience and trauma with the dresses and losing so much time, I've now built a spreadsheet which outlines all the criterias I need for the achievements and which achievements I should get in what order, so that I don't waste any more time like I did with the dresses. So we are now in spreadsheet. I almost said something else. Spreadsheet operation. Finally, I just want to talk about the different bosses, how they were in hard mode. Abzu in the sewers was a lot harder. That thing was super challenging. I'm actually really worried about the second time I'm going to encounter him, because he wiped me the first time and I almost lost the second time. But once I learned where I was supposed to stand before he like basically floods the place, I was much better. After that, we had the ghoul in the train graveyard. That thing just sucked. I just did not like fighting it. But again, when you take your time to see what's the best strategy and use your whole party, it was pretty comfortable. I'm leaning a lot more on Aerith. I'm usually a melee user, so leaning on spells as much makes me a little uncomfortable. But once I can get into that zone, I have a lot less trouble with these fights. Specifically the next one, Eligor, which is also in the train graveyard. I struggled hard on normal mode because I was really relying on Cloud. Here I stuck with Aerith, kept my distance, kept spamming spells on it, the wind spells while it was in the air, and just kept attacking it with my range like magic. And then finally it came down and I realized that Tifa and Cloud could hit the wheels after like phase 2, phase 3, and it went down pretty easily. This then took us to chapter, I think, 13, climbing the tower, fighting the Turks. Honestly, this was what I was expecting. In hard mode, it's just, you got to be more on your toes. You can't rely on the healing. And actually, I've learned to not just rely on my cure spells, but I'm also using prayer and chakra spells, which is really helping me keep my health up without consuming my MP. Because I am realizing now that my MP is getting kind of scarily low sometimes by the time I get to the end of the chapter, because it's all about resource management now. If you use your spells too much on common enemies, that's going to impact you when you get the end of the game or end of the level with the boss, where you need all your MP. And I don't really have a lot of tactics to regenerate my MP yet outside of smashing boxes and stuff. I just got my MP like absorb spell or a materia, but I don't see it really having that big of an impact on what I'm doing yet. So I might not be optimized in how I use it. Failed Experiment 2 gave me a lot of trouble in normal mode. And in this one, I almost game overed because I lost my healer and I was down to Tifa, who couldn't heal herself, couldn't raise Barret. And so I just put it all, I think it was on a limit break or a final something. I was like on a last ditch attack and it was enough to kill it. So I was like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. But yeah, learning to use, to attack just the tentacle thing, I don't know. I just pay more attention in hard mode because you have to. So that's where I'm at now. The second half of the game, I find like everything at Hell House and beyond definitely feels a lot harder on hard mode. I feel that they ratchet it up. So what's ahead of me, chapter 15 to 18, chapter 14 to 18. These chapters gave me a lot of troubles in normal mode. I don't think I really learned the bosses, and there's a ton of them in these chapters. And then after that, there's all of the endgame bosses, which I've never taken on, like Pride and Joy, Vice, whatever his name is, the Malboro. So these things are going to be horrendous to take on, but I'm really curious to see what it's like and how I'm going to persevere through it. So join me as I prepare for that and hopefully take that on before Crisis Core Remastered comes out. That's my goal. That's what I want to do. And I will see you on the next journal as hopefully I get close to the end of hard mode and can share my experience with you then. Until then, either watch one of these videos or keep it classy.